Let's see if we can bring this up. Oh, oops. Should we get up? Let's get it. Let's see. What's poppin'? Let's get this thing like way closer. Golly, that thing's loud. Let's pop in, flood in, y'all. Let's see, get that right there. Can we get the light better? Okay, cool. Oh, shoot. Santana, what's up? Oh, okay. Scent of the day, off non-Tarathi blue. Right here. Great choice, brother. I'm gonna heat up some tea real quick. I'll be right back. What's poppin', boys? I wish I could get this to... Can we get this to go up and do a little top-down action? Huh. Can we raise the seat up? No, it's basically just that. Okay. Actually, maybe this will be good. Yeah. And then we'll turn this. Because that doesn't really need to be there. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. I like that. What up, Santana? What up, William? What up, Knucklehead? How's the performance and projection on Tarathi Blue and Brown? Okay, so let's talk about it. Tarathi, let me turn this down. That light's crazy. There we go. Tarathi Blue, okay. Bulgari Tiger, right? Such a good fragrance, right? Tons of citrus up top, fresh, aquatic. The performance on this ain't bad. I would say average. I think you'll get about 6 to 8 hours on this, but I think you have to spray up. You know, fresh citrus fragrances tend to be fresh fragrances in general, but especially fresh citrus tends to be light. At best, they perform average. So performance on like 5 to 8 sprays is going to be a work shift, you know, 6 to 8 hours. If you spray upwards of 10, you might get a little bit more than 8, but I doubt it. I think if you're in a heat area like Arizona, California, West Side, sunny, you're going outside, you're going inside, you're going outside, you're going inside, you might have to spritz back up in the afternoon. But I think overall it's average performance, even comparatively to Tygar. I think they sit around the same level of performance. You guys know me, I'm not a stickler about performance. I got hundreds of fragrances, so if I love the DNA, but the performance is bad, we're gonna hop in our little trusty bag. We're gonna decant it, and we're gonna bring it on the road for that afternoon spritz. And here's the thing as well, guys. A lot of people don't realize, even if you have a fragrance that lasts, like, let's say you make it all the way through the day. I'm wearing this right here, right? FOMO Gary's Den, clone of Dior Homme Parfum, right? We know this will give me longevity. We know that this is an 8 to 10 hour plus fragrance. I put even 6 sprays of this, especially on clothes, and it is going to annihilate the building. It's going to shut it down, right? But even then, you know, you have to take into account that this will not smell the same in hour 4 as it did hour 2, in hour 6 as it did hour 2. Another example. Creed Aventus, Club de Nuit Intense, EDP. Yes, this is a monster. But to me, when you get to the back half of the day with it, even if it has the longevity, it's still not as fresh. It's still not as bright. It tones down. It warms up. It duffs out. That's with anything. There are less than 10% of fragrances in the entire world will hold the exact same base that you got after about hour 1 as you do in hour 8 plus. So in my opinion, even if you have a fragrance that has longevity, you're still gonna spruce up later in the afternoon because you want that freshness. You want more of that opening in that mid. You want a more fresh base. So I never really care about longevity. Longevity is really something you should only care about if you don't have a lot of fragrances, because now your dollar counts. You know, if you're only sitting on 3 to 5 fragrances over here, okay, you might want some longevity because it's all you have and you want those fragrances to last you a long time. But even then, if you have a 100 ml bottle, I don't care if you're wearing the fragrance every single day, it's going to last you years. Trust me. Unless that fragrance is the only fragrance you own, it's gonna last you forever. Sorry, I had to turn down that music a little bit. Okay, what up, Will? Performance is beast mode, super impressive. Okay, now the other aspect of it is he didn't only ask about Tarathi Blue, he asked about Tarathi Brown, which, somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I'm pretty sure Tarathi Brown is the Tuxedo clone, one of them. My favorite Tuxedo clone is Maison Alhambra's Kismet. This right here, Maison Alhambra rarely impresses me with fragrances, even though I'm lightly impressed with how many clones that they've captured pretty nice. Like, I think Woody Oud is probably like just one of the most staple clone fragrances in the community, especially what it's cloning, you know what I'm saying? It's a basic profile, but when you first smell Maison Alhambra's Woody Oud, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they nailed it. Kismet, man, Maison Alhambra, 100 ml, to me, I love this tuxedo clone. I think there's a lot of great tuxedo clones, but I mean, for 20 bucks, 007 James Bond, you're at the ballroom, you're smelling like vanilla, amber, a little bit of booze, a little bit of woods. This is basically the drunk version of Maison Francis Kirkjohn's Grand Soir. This is the drunk uncle of Grand Soir. So Tarathi Brown, I think, has slightly better performance by about 2 hours on this, and rightfully so, because one is a fresh spring summer fragrance, one is a cold weather fall winter fragrance, right? We're comparing fresh citrus to vanilla amber. It's vanilla and amber is going to have more longevity and projection, and that is to be expected. It doesn't make one better than the other. They both are a hell of a clone. I see a bottle of Cassius. Cassius is actually my scent of the day. 100 ml, $20. Cloning. What is Cassius cloning? Cloning. Not African leather, but Carlisle. That apple, spicy apple, woods, a lot of spice and amber. A more mature take on an apple pie, in my opinion. A more matured, less sweet, more savory, slightly sweet, spicy apple pie. One of the best clones ever made. Again, this is a sleeper from Maison Alhambra. I've only met maybe 2 people in my life that don't like this. And the longevity on this is crazy. All day. 6 to 10 sprays goes the entire day. You'll smell it the next day. What else we got? Yeah, bro, get Cassius. It'll be a staple in your collection. Beast Mode, but one of those beast mode fragrances that even when you cake it up on your skin, you're like, wow, I actually still like it. You know, if you spray a sod too much on you, you're gonna be pissed off. Even though it's a good DNA, there is an overkill switch with a sod. Whereas Cassius, I can truthfully cake it on me and I like it. What else we got? I just got 12 hours today on skin and clothes from Tarathi Blue, but I went heavy, 15 to 20 sprays. Santana, listen, 15 to 20 sprays of anything should get you through the entire day, respectfully. Love you too, Buddha. Yeah, brown is tuxedo clone. You're right, bro. Okay. Yeah, brown is tuxedo clone. I have Kismet. It's very good performance, above average too. Anna, you need counseling. Yeah, women love Kismet. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's Grand Soir's drunk uncle. Like, I'm telling you right now, this fragrance hits every time. As long as you don't wear it super casual, if you're slightly dressed up at all to formal, this is a showstopper, man. Every age of woman will absolutely be magnetic to this DNA. Like I said, there's good, you know, Tarathi Brown is incredible. You know, I hear nothing but great stuff about Tarathi Brown. We'll put it on the channel soon. However, this is it too. You know, it's kind of like, is what it is. It has multiple competitors in the space. I think there's a few others as well. What are your thoughts on Alexandria frags? You know what I'm saying? I personally haven't pulled the trigger on any Alexandria, but my boy BT Sense, that's all he buys. He is one of the hugest Alexandria clone fans. My thing with Alexandria is, even though they have great clones, what always stops me from pulling the trigger is a lot of the famous clones that they're known for are fragrances that already have great clones. So when you have a more particular house like Alexandria, it's like, okay, their Creative Endus clone, their Bulgari Tiger clone, their Naxos clone. Like a lot of their clones already have great notable clones out. So the only thing I'd really mess with Alexandria for is some of the more unique DNAs, which they do have. I just haven't pulled the trigger on them yet. But that's kind of been why I'm kind of looking for a discovery pack, to be honest. That way I can like dab into a lot of them. But they're also not cheaply priced. They're more like mid-level priced. So it's not like I can go online and scoop up a billion samples for like 30 to 50 bucks. I gotta actually buy the frags. So I definitely wanna dabble into them, but I just need a better entry point, or I need something rare enough to where Alexandria is the only house that provides it. But I'm open to recommendations. Go to my community page or any of my videos and recommend Alexandria fragrances and I will get them. How's the performance on Cassie? It's incredible, 10 hours plus. Yep, PDM Carlisle. Okay, Hidden Banger is Fragrance World Imperial. I'm gonna be honest, Gio. By the way, guys, make sure you're liking when we go live. It just helps the algorithm to put more people in here to get involved in the conversation of fragrance. You guys know I don't care as far as statistics. It's all about up in the community. I'm gonna be honest with you, Gio. Fragrance World Imperial is mid. It smells really good at first. The first blast of Imperium is, well, if you're talking about Imperium, which actually now that I look, you're not talking about Imperium. If you were talking about Imperium, I have a different opinion, but I gotta look into Imperial. If Imperial is the Elysium clone, I say no, and I raise the stakes with Fraghead's Asylum. Nothing's touching Fraghead's Asylum when it comes to Elysium, in my humble opinion. Wow, my music is so loud. I have to turn the music down, guys. I'm sorry. It's just so bassy. Jesse, what up? Suggest me top 5 summer fragrances, Middle Eastern. No. We're not going to do that. Because here's the thing, Addie. I'm in Arizona. So spring, summer fragrances is my bag. Almost everything I have over here is spring and summer. Most of it. But we're not rocking a ton of Middle Eastern. To me, most Middle Eastern fragrances are best worn in winter, fall for my nose. I think it's a very cultural thing for people that like to smell predominantly like DNAs that are Middle Eastern driven with spices and various things like that, and cumins and ouds and all that. That's not really something I feel a lot of Americans do in spring, summer specifically. So that's tough, man. Like, you know, Assad, maybe Assad is the rare exception because Assad has quite a Middle Eastern flair to the Sauvage Elixir DNA. So this is slightly Middle Eastern, but I think it walks the hybrid. It's any season, any reason, but I think shines in cold weather, so it's not technically a summer fragrance, but Dior Sauvage Elixir is considered by many to be an any season, any reason fragrance. So this easily falls into a top 5 for Middle Eastern frags. Spring, summer. Spring, summer, Middle Eastern. Yeah, bro, you're just not going to find a lot of Middle Eastern spring, summer in my collection. I apologize. It's not a... Middle Eastern DNA for spring, summer is not really my bag. If I'm going to mess with Middle Eastern DNA, I'm going winter, fall. That's just my thing. I love Moustache, EDP, Tuxedo Twist, but have to try some Winsome, which I hear is much closer. Hey, listen, it doesn't matter if Winsome is closer. I think a lot of times we get caught up in fragrance talk where we demand that a fragrance is close to another fragrance. Let me show you something. I rave about this fragrance all the time, Amir Celestial. It gets close to Ganymede by about 90%, but it takes the florals and sweetness and ramps it up and turns Ganymede into beauty. Before Celestial hit the scene, Ganymede was just manly and super earthy, hyper earthy. When this hit the scene, it got its signature, it got its silhouette, it got its draw and seduction quality to the fragrance. This clone is better than Ganymede. Many people try to come in here and argue with me that Ganymede is better than this fragrance simply because of what Ganymede smells like in its DNA. Who in their right mind wants to smell simply like rocks from the earth, suede, super fresh, watery? I don't even care if as a man you like that DNA. Women will not gravitate towards mineral and suede alone, okay? It's got some fresh florals that make it fresh, but it's predominantly super earthy. It's not till they come around and ramp up violet leaf and get it sweeter and get it a little more powdery while maintaining that backbone of earthy, rich manness that you really start to appreciate Ganymede. Celestial makes you appreciate Ganymede. Ganymede by itself, you're gonna spend $300 on it and be pissed because you can't wear it all the time. It has almost zero use case until you mess with this. This is any season, any reason, all day, every day. So this is Ganymede twist somewhat, but it's better. Another glowing example, Assad. Assad is technically on paper Sauvage Elixir with a heavy twist, yet it makes it better. Yes, Elixir is fresher. You get a more sense of earthy vibes between, I believe, the freshness aspects of the fragrance, but you are going to wear Assad more. It projects, it's louder, it's got this Middle Eastern spice vanilla vibe to it that changes the DNA quite a bit, but makes it more wearable, more seductive, more versatile. So is Assad better than Sauvage on paper? No, not necessarily, but because this has more use case and it's louder, it's a better, more versatile fragrance. So I call this better than Sauvage Elixir. In fact, to anybody who doesn't like Dior Sauvage Elixir, like as a DNA profile, if you gave them this, they absolutely love it now. So, you know, it's something you got to consider. What's another one? Here's another great example. Bleu de Chanel, right? One of the best fresh fragrances of all time, most worn by everyone, right? But the performance is trash, okay? Iconic is a little bit synthetic, but projects and has way more longevity and performance than Bleu de Chanel. It's a little more shower jelly than Bleu de Chanel, but in the air, on skin, you get the freshness. It's just a little bit warmer. So because it has more go power on it and more projection and longevity, a lot of people can argue that this fragrance is actually better than Bleu de Chanel because it's $20, you get 100 ml, you get way more performance, which means you get way more use case. So they don't mind it being slightly more synthetic. They're gonna wear this every single day proudly, whereas Bleu de Chanel is you're gonna have to rock a travel spray. Yeah, it's any season, any reason, but you're spending, $100+ on the fragrance. So in that regard, this is a contender for saying that they did Bleu de Chanel better. Only people whose noses look like this think that Bleu de Chanel is better than Iconic. How annoying when they reformulate your favorite cologne. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not mad if they reformulate. This is a reformulation of a reformulation. Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP. It's not touching old 2010 batches of Club de Nuit Intense Man. Do I care? No. The DNA is still solid. Not as rich, not as toned down on that lemon pineapple, more synthetic, but I'm gonna wear Club D Nuit Intense, man, every single day with a smile on my face if I wanted to, because it's still a good DNA. I do hate reformulations in the sense that obviously you had a better product, but guys, we're in the clone game. You know what I'm saying? If you're messing with clones at all and they reformulate, it is what it is. I mean, shoot, even in name brand game, they're making reformulations all the time. All the freaking time. Creed of Venice is not what it used to be, you know? But with time and with competitors comes great stuff. Like, for instance, Club D Nuit Pre-Show, or people call it Precious. That new reformulation is an absolute banger. Liquid Brun, yeah, Liquid Brun is cool. Liquid Brun is cool. How far am I? Okay, I'm working my way down the comments. I'm sorry, guys. Bro, what cologne should I get to a girlfriend? Andre, clarify if you're giving the fragrance to the girlfriend, or if you're wearing the fragrance to your girlfriend. What cologne were you just holding up? I was holding up Gary's Den Le Parfum from FOMO. I was holding up Fraghead's Asylum from FOMO. I was holding up Club D Nuit Intense, or Club D Nuit Iconic. I was holding up Maison Alhambra's Kismet. I was holding up Afnan Tarathi Blue. I was holding up Maison Alhambra's Cassius. I was holding up Lattafa's Assad. And I was holding up Amir Celestial. I hit my local discounter stores today to try our Moth CDN private key line. Loved the gray, blue, and white bottles they're selling for $50 now. I'm gonna look into them. The Elysium, Naxos, Tigar, Plum, Japanese clones from Alexandria are fire. I'm not interested in Elysium. I'm not interested in Naxos DNA. You know, honey. I'm not liking it. I don't like Naxos personally. From Zherzhov, you can shoot me in the head. That's okay. I don't like Naxos. Elysium, I'm good. Elysium is such a light DNA that even if you nail it to me, it's not worth the price tag that Alexandria is offering it for. Tigar, again, that's what I'm saying, man. The clone stuff I already have great stuff of. But Plum Japanese, I will absolutely try. That sounds incredible. What would be your clubbing date night fragrances for you? Addie, okay. So if I'm clubbing, right? Here, there's several. I'm just gonna randomly pick. Kadlaj Shiaka. This is a mix between Spice Bomb and Bleu de Chanel, or Valentino's Born in Romo and Bleu de Chanel. So it's a spicier, more wintry take on a Bleu de Chanel. It's thicker. Crazy longevity. If I'm going clubbing, I'm also going to rock Spice Bomb meets Tom Ford Noir Odyssey on Black. If I want, I can go Club D Nuit Intense EDP. I think that would be a bit overkill, but when you're in a public building, you need to project, and it projects. If I want to be fun, I'm out clubbing, Amir Cedrat Essence. Okay, it's Cedrat Boisé with a note of green melon. Smells exactly how the juice is. It's like a honeydew melon note. Very fun. Another fragrance that I would bring a travel spray with me, Sahib Intense. I want to smell like imagination, just bright citruses all day long. Orange, lemon, neroli, Sahib Intense. Super fun, playful. On the beach, this kills. If I want to be seductive, Pure Amber and Vetiver, La Lixie Coos. That's going to be a sleeper. Another one, if you're a fan of Grand Soir and you want to be super seductive, Eternal Oud. Vanilla and Amber and Powder. Yeah, your fragrance is going to look like Harry Potter's latest spell, Wingardium Leviosa. But women are going to surround you because they want to be all up in your business because you smell like vanilla and amber. For all my young guys out there, if I'm going clubbing, you might hit yourself with some Lamal. 9 p.m., still a seductive banger. If you want women to get real close to you, but you're going to have to bring a travel spray, YSL Loam. Killer. Another seductive fragrance. You're going to smell a little bit feminine, but you're going to have a note of booze and alcohol on you. Fire your desire. Another seductive night out. Halloween Man, Shot. Kill him. We're killing him right now. Kismet. Ganymede, you smell like the freshest thing walking. Banana Republic's 78 Vintage Green. However, me as a 35-year-old man, I'm not wearing this at the club. I'm wearing this casually. I think if you want to step it up a notch, you got to go Banana Republic Cypress Cedar because you're going to smell like Terre de Hermes EDT. Club de Nuit Iconic, Bleu de Chanel on steroids. That'll go crazy at the club. And Assad. Guys, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Assad, but women go crazy over Assad. So you gotta love Assad. I mean, really anything, guys. I mean, if we want to get into some actual houses. You know, I think some good contenders as well as Givenchy, Gentleman Privé, or Privé Reserve, Givenchy Gentleman Society, Spice Bomb Infrared is going to go crazy at the club. Dolce & Gabbana's K is going to go crazy in the club. 1 Million is going to go crazy in the club, even though I think it's too sweet. Women love sweet at the club, and a lot of people at the club are tiny, teeny bop women, so they're going to love it as well. I mean, there's literally endless choices. Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma, Intense. Okay, good to know, Gio. Assad and Zanzibar are fire. Zanzibar's another one you could wear at the club. I think it leans slightly feminine. I don't like smelling like tropical coconut vibes. Afnan 9 p.m. is probably the farthest I will take it in the direction of tropical and go to the club. And this is if I want to feel young again. I'm not a big JPG fan. That was a fragrance I would have loved in college. Okay. Okay. I appreciate that, Santana, on the FOMO stuff. Middle Eastern Summer, 9 a.m. Dive, Al Harmain's Aqua Dubai. Okay. Well said. Just Aswad by Fragrance World is stronger and smoother than Assad. Yeah, but again, it's just one of those things where Fragrance World doesn't sell nearly as many copies of Aswad than Assad. Assad, when you look at sales, way more people are convinced that Assad is better than just Aswad. Like, the truth of the fragrance doesn't always beat the popularity of a fragrance. So, not enough people are convinced about Aswad over Assad to validate that claim. So you could be right, but 9 out of 10 people that are looking for the Dior Sauvage Elixir DNA are wearing Assad without question, and they're not even upset about it. It has the DNA, it has the twist, it has the performance, it has the longevity. There's just no real problem with it. Again, it comes down to this thing. Why are we so concerned that a fragrance nails the DNA of another fragrance? If it gets you in the door and it has a twist, but it still smells phenomenal, you don't lose. And at that point, unless you are absolutely convinced that you must have a DNA, specifically, there's no real point in having a clone that gets to one-to-one closeness with a fragrance. The question is Dior Sauvage Elixir a unique enough DNA where you must demand that your clone smells exactly like Dior Sauvage Elixir? And the answer is absolutely not to me. Sahib Intense, Mahir Legacy, Armoff Milestone. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. No one's gonna believe me, but this right here is the best Club de Nuit fragrance, period. When you talk about uniqueness, performance, price, head-turning ability, this is so sophisticated, yet it's a playful fragrance. It takes watermelon and warms it up into a wine reduction. It matures, it gets super warm, it gets ambery, but you still smell the saltwater freshness. This is everything a woman wants. It's a masculine man that's bringing a profile that's somewhat reminiscent of some type of body mist she used to wear, but just way more man. It's like the man version of something she's very familiar with. Women fall to the ground. You can part the Red Sea of women when you have this fragrance on. It is the yacht club fragrance. Anything near water, anything in a 5-star hotel, anything taking a woman out, anything where you want to be mature yet have that playful edge and the seduction factor, this is the better fragrance. Club de Nuit Intense Man oftentimes sits too formal. It's business suit, it's pungent pineapple. Not everybody can rock with that. It's lemon. Iconic is Bleu de Chanel, but Bleu de Chanel is more of a safe, fresh fragrance. There's not a lot of seduction power to it. The original Bleu de Chanel Parfum and EDT actually, it has some seduction to it, but it's so light. It doesn't demand attention. Sillage is not touching Milestone with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, even like limited edition and Parfum. Listen, man, this is the best fragrance. If you don't like Milestone, it's because you just don't like watermelon. But if you do, you really have something unique. If I'm ever on a yacht or if I'm ever at a 5-star hotel, I just went to a 5-star hotel like 6 months ago, took my wife out. We had a 10-year anniversary. I brought like 3 fragrances, but I only wore Milestone. Milestone was turning every single... I was knocking people down, bro. I was walking and I was wondering why no one was getting... Like, people would get close to me and then it was just like... Whoo, whoo, whoo. It was like the Matrix, bro. It was crazy. Celestial is a great clone. Thanks for mentioning it. Dude, Celestial is crazy. I would buy 5 bottles of Celestial right now. Bro, please do vids on your top 5 or 10 Lattafas, fragrance worlds in your collection. It would go insane. Hey, listen, after today, we are done. I just bought like another 20 decants, right? So we have like fragrances we're still going to do reviews about. But today actually marks the last day of fragrance reviews on my channel for the everyday. We are no longer uploading fragrance videos every single day. We are now switching to 2, because here's the thing, guys. When I started my channel for fun, I started the channel because I had my 2nd child and I had no time to be on my computer or in my office. You see this office? Right? I had no time to be in my office. Every single day with my newborn, I had like 30 minutes to an hour of time to myself. And I was going crazy, right? Because I had no chill time at all. I did not have time for anything. But I said to myself, you know, with that 30 minutes, I got to do something productive with my life that's fun, that has nothing to do with working 2 jobs and taking care of children. And so I started this YouTube channel just for fun. And I said, I got a bunch of fragrances. I'm just going to go into my office for 30 minutes a day and I'm going to review all of my fragrances and try to help people out on my fragrance journey and all the tricks and tips that I've learned. And it turned into 600, 700 subscribers in 30 days. I wasn't anticipating that at all. After I did my reviews, I was just going to shut the channel off and just leave it out there to help people and call it a day. It's really crazy. It grows 100 people every week now. It's absolutely nuts. So now that it's turned into something, initially I said, I'm gonna drop a video every single day because I have so many fragrances, even though I personally don't like doing reviews. Now that we're done with all the reviews, we're gonna switch to 2 reviews every single week, okay? So like a Tuesday, Thursday kind of thing. And then like a Wednesday, Friday, or a Wednesday, Saturday type vibe, we're gonna do Wheel of Fragrance with guest appearances from people all in the fragrance community. So we're gonna do Wheel of Fragrance. We're gonna do some like really unique stuff like, where is that thing? Where is it? Hold on. Huh. Okay, so I don't have it on me right now, but I have like essential oils where I grab different notes that people have never smelled before, and I talk about like, okay, vetiver. What are all the different ways vetiver have been rendered in fragrance? What are the most popular vetiver fragrances? And what when you're smelling a fragrance, what characteristics about vetiver stand out and how it's been used to make some of the best fragrances in the world? We have Wheel of Fragrance where we walk through different spin scenarios, and when you spin and draw a scenario, somebody's got 30 seconds to go grab a fragrance. We've got, you know, and in that we're gonna do, you know, top 5s, top 10s, best fragrances of all time, winter fragrances. We're gonna do all that dumb clickbait stuff that everyone's looking for, right? But it's gonna be my chance to do the more interesting content. Now that we're done with all the singular reviews and stuff, we're just gonna be doing those sparingly. You know, I'm gonna try to get about 20 to 50 fragrances a month that we review, but I will always only post them twice a week. And we're gonna offset that by me going live more, special guests, game shows, and more fun fragrance content. Everybody does reviews. They're boring. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're trying to buy a fragrance someone's doing a review about, it's useful, right? It's resourceful. But in general, once you've decided whether you're gonna buy the fragrance or not, that content becomes dead weight. It's nothing. Whereas when we do Wheel of Fragrance, you get entertainment value. You get more personal touch, what people love to do with their fragrances, how the experiences and vibes they get from fragrance. And that's the real stuff. Like, I'm tired of talking about performance and longevity, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. But that's why I did an episode every single day, so I could get through that content. So we're still gonna do reviews, but now my channel's about to take a huge shift and go into fragrance as vibe / entertainment. And I think it's just gonna have a lot more personal touch to it. Yeah, you know, Iconic Geo is not meant to be a star player, right? I mean, in all honesty, Bleu de Chanel is nothing incredible. It's a great fragrance. It's a versatile fragrance, but at the end of the day, it's a freshie with charm, right? It's a nice, easy to wear, versatile freshie that has some draw to it because of how fresh it is. So Iconic's gonna be no different. We can't expect Iconic to do what Bleu de Chanel's not even doing. What's a good Coach 3 clone? I don't think it exists, Graybeard. I don't think it exists. I think Coach is so cheap now, bro, that you're better off just going to TJ Maxx and picking up whatever Coach you like. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of the freshness of Coach Open Road, but I don't think it's the best Coach fragrance. It's maybe number 2 for me. But I'm buying Coach Open Road. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go to fragrancebuy.ca, you're getting those fragrances for like 20, 30 bucks. Coach, any Coach fragrance doesn't cost more than like 30, 35 bucks for 100 ml on fragrancebuy.ca. So to me, it's like Banana Republic. There's no point in buying a clone for Banana Republic. There's no point in buying a clone of Mercedes-Benz. There's no point in buying a clone for Bentley. There's no reason to buy a clone for Coach, Jimmy Choo, Toy Boy. like all these fragrances cost less than $30, $35, bro, if you just go to TJ Maxx or you just go to fragrancebuy.ca. So hopefully if you didn't know about those websites, you can look those up now and find those fragrances for a lot cheaper. I don't think they're worth going to the clone. If you go to the clone, it's gonna be maybe $5 or $10 cheaper before shipping. Might as well just cop the fragrance. Do you love a fragrance with a magnetic cap? I do. Jean Lowe's Immortelle. Decent fragrance. It's a good summer frag, but it's not mesmerizing. I actually think Jean Lowe's Maitre is actually the better sleeper from Jean Lowe, even though it's a feminine fragrance. Somebody asked me the other day, I want a fragrance that smells like purple grapes. Bro, when I tell you I smiled ear to ear because this fragrance, look at the juice. This fragrance smells like purple grapes. It's crazy. Purple grapes and florals. It's nuts. And I also like it. Magnetic cap. You know, Jean Lowe's are nothing special, but they smell good and you get like 120 ml for nothing. I mean, it just makes no sense. Behringer Legacy and Milestone are bangers. I highly recommend them. Smell great and get lots of compliments. Listen, if you don't own a lot of fragrances, you must get Behringer Legacy Silver and you must get Club de Nuit Milestone. You will wear them all the time and you will love wearing them. What are your top 2 most worn clones, G? Clones? Okay. I'm sorry, but Amir Celestial... Bro, Amir Celestial... When I put Amir Celestial on, it's me, dude. I don't know what it is, bro, but when I put Amir Celestial on, I feel most like myself. Earthy, fresh cut suede, highly masculine, super fresh, mineral notes like Tom Ford's Oud Wood, just that uniqueness, but that freshness. Violet leaf, that seductive, sweet, powdery violet leaf. I have not smelled anything in fragrance history that smells anything like Amir Celestial. For that alone, I wear this so much. Clones. I can't pick a second right now, bro. I can't pick a second. You know, I could cheat. Oops. Oh, you know what I can? Dior Homme Parfum. Now listen to me. I have over 200 fragrances behind me. I don't wear fragrances back to back all the time. But I will wear Celestial 2 to 3 times a week. And then the next week I will go Gary's Den 2 to 3 times that next week. And then that next week I'll go 2 to 3 times Celestial. Is Gary's Den unique? No, it's DHP. But I love DHP. I like DHI a little bit more. But I'm going to be honest, even though the clones are really good of DHI, I got to just get OG DHI. Like, bro, I love that DNA so much I can't get it in a clone. Let me just smell this. Dior Homme Intense 2020 or 2010. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. DHI, yo. listen to me, guys. Dior Homme Intense 2010. It is, for me personally, it is a DNA. I must have the real thing. DHP, Gary's Den does it. It does it well. Dusty iris, not powdery iris, dusty fresh iris. Yeah, I love it. But DHI, oh my gosh, bro. No DHI clone sits on skin like DHI. DHI, what you smell in the air is exactly what you smell on the arm, and there is no compensation. The clones go on skin and they morph a little bit. They tweak a little. Oh my gosh. DHI, I have to have original every single time. 2020 at the latest, but I still got to get it. Dang, that's so good. I keep some real DHI next to me every day because that's a DNA I just cannot not get the real thing for. I always gotta smell real DHI. Keep doing vertical live stream. It will help you gain and get reach to your channel, monetize. Keep up the good work. Hey, listen, doing vertical is where it's at, man. Listen, I have the ability to go live horizontal, exactly how you guys see my stuff on my channel, but YouTube is not rewarding horizontal video right now for live specifically. I've received instruction from YouTube representatives that specifically going vertical is being rewarded with more algorithmic love than horizontal. So once that changes, we'll start going horizontal where I could put some production value in my lives and we can go online and search fragrances and stuff like that. But until then, we're gonna stay doing verticals. 9 p.m. is overrated in my opinion. Bro, it's Gio, listen to me, man. 9 p.m. is not overrated. Here's the thing. I don't wear this fragrance, right? Look at the juice. You know who talks about fragrance the most? Kids. Okay? The fragrance game, when I go into a Sephora, I see kids there with their mom buying fragrance. Kids advocate for what's cool and what's not way more than adults. 9 p.m. is a fragrance for kids between 16 and maybe 25, 30. Older men can wear them, but young men advocate the heck out of this fragrance, and young men represent most of the commercial space of fragrance in terms of what's being talked about, okay? Jean Paul Gaultier. Everybody loves, it doesn't matter, Le Male, Le Beau, Elixir. Everyone's wearing it. It gets talked about a lot because people absolutely love JPG. And so people that love JPG, when they can get JPG for $20, that's like striking gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be talked about a lot. It doesn't help that a lot of your adult fragrance channels talk about this fragrance so freaking much, but when they go on vidIQ and all these softwares online, YouTube is telling them to talk about Off-Non 9 p.m. It's not overrated. Like, if you think this is overrated, you don't like Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances, which makes sense and that's cool. But if you like JPG, this has to be talked about as much as JPG because it is an incredible buy for the money and gets you right into the dance if you can't afford JPG. This is the scenario. I run across a lot of young guys that have Elixir or Le Male or Le Beau, and they love it so much they want to get a second bottle so they can try the other ones, but it's too much money. This allows them to go buy their favorite one and then go get Le Beau or Le Male. That's an incredible thing for $20. Might not be something we rock or that we absolutely love, but I don't think it's overrated. I think it's talked about because it's widely purchased and widely appreciated. It just isn't for certain age groups. And it isn't for people who don't like smelling like coconuts. That's okay. You know, a lot of people feel like Club de Nuit Intense Man is overrated as well. It doesn't change the fact that it's top 5 most sold fragrances of all time. Yo, Jesse, what's up? Oh yeah, 9 p.m. and Dreamer are worlds apart. I was wearing Versace Dreamer 20 years ago. They are completely in different classes. Different DNAs, completely different DNAs, completely different use case. Versace Dreamer is like, it's hard in today's climate, it's hard to even properly describe Versace Dreamer because you would have had to have been out when it came out to know what type of individual used it. Because if you go back and smell Versace Dreamer now, you'll be confused. You'll be like, I would have never wore this. Because it's just like, it's so complex, it doesn't even smell like it knows what it's going for. And I have it. I have it sitting in my closet. You know, because I wore it back in the day. My favorite is Versace Eros. My girlfriend loves it. That's another one. A lot of people think Versace Eros and Versace Flame and Energy is overrated. I'm not a big Versace fan, period. But so many people love the DNA and so many people purchase it. I can't even call it overrated. It's just not my tea, but it's the rest of the world's tea. And that's cool. There's plenty of room for all of us. Ultra male, sorry. 9 p.m. is similar to Dreamer? Because you said that, I'm going to challenge it. Here we go. I'm not here to validate or invalidate your perspective, Gio, at all. But let me see if I can even understand you here. All right, let's see. Gio, I know my nose better than anybody, so I don't feel like I even have to do this, but for you, buddy, for you, I'll do it. You almost have to hide 9 p.m. because it's just, it demands attention. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, bro, I don't know. I don't know. Iris, Juniper, it's like not even on the same wavelength. I mean, if you want me to describe this like a 3-year-old, it's like an old woman's, like I bought the type of bouquet I would buy for an old woman, you know, something that comes in a little glass jar and it's got like some freaking geranium, some white flowers, you know what I'm saying? Some lily. And it still smells old a little bit, like powdery, but not quite musty. And then 9 p.m. just pops off like straight bubble gum. Like Bazooka Joe with some coconut. It's like flowers versus bubble gum. It's not close at all to me. But I love you, so I wanted to test it out for you. I mean, yeah, it's like tobacco. I don't get a ton of tobacco, but I do get this kind of mustiness to the florals, but I just, you know, it's like, what's another one? Right here, right? Marc Jacobs by Marc Jacobs. This was my scent of the year when I was in high school. Fall, winter fragrance. In Arizona, I wore this every single day in 100-degree heat. And I loved every bit of it. I loved the way I smell. I was a kid, I had no nose. It smelled sophisticated. I said, that's all I need. Knew nothing about any season, any reason, situations, whatever. Note breakdowns, pairings. Didn't know anything. When I was a kid, this smelled incredible. When I smell this now, it feels like as a kid, I probably smelled like a 60-year-old man. But if I tell you how much game I had with this fragrance right here back in the day in Arizona in high heat, it's criminal. I don't know what to tell you. YSL Blue Electrique, haven't had my nose on it yet. Sauvage Dry Down's kind of nasty, smells like pepper and bitter herbs. So does Assad. Hey, listen, Gio, your perspective's totally welcome here, brother. This is a positive community. We debate, we spar, we're passionate, whatever. But at the end of the day, we do not put down people's nose. We don't cancel people. This channel is around because if you love fragrance, you're in. You know what I'm saying? We don't challenge the fact that people only have one fragrance, or people who are connoisseurs, or people who sit in the middle, or if you're a YouTuber, or if you're just somebody who is curious about fragrance and you know nothing. You are invited to come look at my fragrance journey, share your journey, and get 100% respect. I've got dudes on my channel who I don't know who gave them the nose they use to sniff fragrance, but and I disagree on every level with every bit of perspective they've shared on my channel thus far, and I still show them kindness and respect. They do not get dissed. There is no right or wrong answers to fragrance. At the end of the day, only you have to enjoy your fragrance and be mindful of who you're wearing it for, if you are, and what you're using fragrance for, and you get to create your experience, right? So there are these seemingly harsh truths and realities about fragrance in the fragrance community that in reality nobody cares about. What are the best projecting clones? Is Dior Homme Intense worth it? If you have never smelled the note of powdery iris, it is not worth it yet. Dior Homme Intense is one of the most signature note profiles in fragrance history. Lipstick, powdery, cosmetic, floral iris. If you have never wrapped your nose around specifically Dior Homme Intense's powdery iris note, not in any other fragrance, in DHI, you must get a sample and smell it. To me, Dior Homme Intense is easily in a top 10 best fragrances of all time. Without question, without even thought, it goes into a top 10, and it may even go into a top 5, especially DHI 2010. But if you've never smelled that DNA, it's such a unique DNA that you cannot comfortably blind buy it. Because even if you don't like it and you wear it, you will get mad compliments and you will turn heads, but you need to like that fragrance. You have to go online and buy a sample of DHI. Listen, something as simple as this. DHI, Dior Homme Intense, right? 5 ml. You will know in 5 ml if you absolutely are addicted to this DNA. And if you are, then yes, DHI is not only worth it, but it is one of the most signature, unique fragrances of all time. And it'll continue to be. Best projecting clones, William. These are not best of all time, but there's plenty of highly projecting clones. Amir, Vibrant Vetiver Delight. Club de Nuit, Intense Man. Mahir Legacy Silver. Afnan Supremacy in Heaven. Maison Alhambra's Kismet. Afnan 9 p.m. FOMO Gary's Den. Club de Nuit Iconic. Maison Alhambra Cassius. Latafa Assad. Amir Celestial. Latafa Eternal Oud. Latafa Vintage Radio. Liam Gray. Armaf Odyssey. Kadlaj Blue. Shiaka. Club de Nuit Milestone. There's so many. Off Non-Rare Carbon. I have Milestone, never wear it. Maybe I should. Geo, the thing about Milestone is it's a watermelon-y fragrance, right? So sometimes as a man, you might not feel comfortable rocking it so casually. I don't think you treat Milestone like a casual fragrance, even though I think for young people, they totally can do that. Milestone's not the fragrance like Dior Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel, where you just rock it quite regularly. If you're at a hotel, if you're at a beach, if you're at a pool party, wear that outside and you will blow yourself away how much you love smelling yourself and love how many heads you turn. I think it's a very situational, circumstantial fragrance. That fragrance belongs on jet skis, on boats, on water, on the beach, at hotels, at resorts, etc. What would be your vacation perfume? Club de Nuit Milestone. It's not even funny. See, if I go on vacation, I'm looking for two major subjects. Freshness, seduction, and unique. And you really don't even need unique. You need fresh and you need seduction, because you need a date night formal fragrance, date night and or formal fragrance, and you need a fresh fragrance that you can just throw on with no hesitation. So when we talk about what we're wearing on a vacation, you need to have a seductive fragrance for formal or date, and you need to have a fresh fragrance that can go with just about anything that is a freshie with charm. And when you go to that, there's so many different options. I mean, you can go with the Tigar clone, you can go with Tarathi Blue, you can go with Sahib Intense, you can go with Sillage, you can go with Afnan Supremacy in Heaven, you can go with Vibrant Vetiver Delight, you can go with Lalique Sicus, you can go with Encre Noir Sport, you can go, I mean, there's just so many, there's so many freaking fresh fragrances. You can go with Elysium clones, you can go with Bleu de Chanel clones, you can go with Ganymede, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then if you want seduction, you know what fragrance has been killing it lately for me? I hate Mont Blanc, but Mont Blanc Presence, if you want to smell like you just got out of a Maserati and you have a chauffeur that's going to take your car and park it next to your other 10 vehicles, modern fougere, but just smells like $1 billion man. Mont Blanc's Presence, heliotrope, floral, but super masculine CEO. This is like purple, sweet florals, musky, sitting on top of the most cool mint Barbasol shaving cream that's like expensive that you'd get in the place where it costs $200 for them to groom you. That upscale, foamy, cooling mint shaving cream. So that cooling mint expensive shaving cream sitting on top of purple, sweet florals. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yo, Presence is a monster. $20. Yo, Presence, if you're a man, Presence is a monster. 25 to 50. You smell rich as piss. Shout out to Bowtie the Fragrance Guy for that recommendation. William is 100% right. You must try Dior Homme Intense before you fall. Let yourself fall in love or fall out of love with it before you decide to purchase it. Dior Homme Intense is like Terre de Hermes. You can't tell people to blind buy Terre de Hermes, even though it's one of the most purchased fragrances of all time. It is such a unique DNA that it belongs on a certain individual. To other people who it doesn't belong on, it just smells weird. It smells out of place. To them personally, even though you might get compliments and all that, Terre de Hermes is not a blind buy fragrance. You can easily reach 100K plus. Your content is amazing. The way you explain, I like that. Hope it gets more reach. Hey, Addy, listen, I really appreciate that. If my channel doesn't grow, I'm more than happy to serve the 600 people who have jumped on board so far. If it blows up, maybe we can monetize the channel and I take all the money I make from the monetization and I buy more fragrances and help you guys out and do more giveaways. When we hit 1,000, listen, when we hit 1K, which will probably be in the next month, I'm probably going to give away 20 fragrances straight up. I'm going to do the biggest thing in FragCom as a small channel. We'll probably give away 20 fragrances on 1,000 subscribers. I'm built like that. I am so for the people in fragrance because it's not because I can. Like, I don't like sitting on a bunch of fragrance. I wear so many different fragrances every single day. I want people to be a part of that. Sillage is good too, Gio. Sillage is dope. I personally like this because when you talk about Creed Silver Mountain Water, there's some distinct notes that must be smelled to smell like Silver Mountain Water. Silver, so metallic. Mountainy, so earthy fresh. And water, right? Sillage to me leans hard on the silver side, right? It's super metallic. And that's cool and all, but it's mostly metallic citrus, which I don't think is true to Creed Silver Mountain Water, even though it's a phenomenal fragrance. Sits more on the inky side of it. It's got that black ink vibe, just a touch, but it's mostly silver and citrus. Off-Non Supremacy right here, this leans more on black currant and tea, that tea note and that black currant, which I think creates a more earthiness, which is what Creed Silver Mountain Water mostly smells like to me on my nose. So I feel like this is the more accurate clone, and it's also the more masculine, fresh, earthy clone. Sillage is similar to Club de Nuit Intense Man, where it's not as true to Creed Aventus as like L'Aventure and Off-Non Not Only Intense is to Creed Aventus, but it sells more because it projects louder. I think Sillage is the same way. It has the best performance and projection. People wear that. But I think in terms of accuracy, freshness, tea and black currant leaning, not silver metallic and citrus leaning, and black ink leaning, do with that if you will. I don't think Sillage is better than Supremacy in Heaven. It's not a matter of which one's better. It's what part of Creed Silver Mountain Water do you appreciate when you smell Creed? And what are you going for? A lot of people haven't even smelled Silver Mountain water, but they just like sillage, and that's cool too. Do you know where to buy fragrance oil? I kind of want to learn to make my own. I can't point you in a good direction for that because I have a really unique take on oils, bro. Like, I really feel like the only way... I really feel like the only way that you can justify buying oils without buying fragrances is if you buy individual note oils. Let me see if I have what I'm trying to show you guys. I do. I finally found it. So check this out, guys. Since there's only 12 people left in here, let's show you guys this before I leave. This is the type of stuff I want to do episodes about, right? An essential oil set. I bought this for $15 and there's 35 essential oils in here, right? And when you look in here, check this out. On the left is a menu of all of the different notes of these essential oils. And these essential oils only encompass one note. I'll read you a couple of them. Lemon, neroli, patchouli, helichrysum, rose, lavender, sweet orange, basil, cypress, sandalwood, eucalyptus, bergamot, citron, turmeric, peppermint, rosemary, lemongrass, copaiba, tangerine, cedarwood, vanilla, juniper berry, lemon eucalyptus, tea tree, clary sage, jasmine, chamomile, vetiver, frankincense, spearmint, myrrh, grapefruit, oregano, geranium, ylang-ylang. So this is so cool because if I want to explore vetiver personally, individually as a note, or I want to wear vetiver individually as an oil, I can do that. This lets me appreciate what certain notes are. It lets me discover new notes. Or like if I thought I knew what sandalwood smelled like, I can smell sandalwood individually. Now, for instance, there's a vetiver oil in here. This is not going to smell like all vetiver, right? We know that vetiver can smell earthy, inky, soapy, green, grassy. So it's not going to encompass everything, but it helps you appreciate a note better. And I think oils are best meant to wear individual notes. I don't like oil compositions of different profiles being mixed together because I just think perfumery is the better way to go there. I don't, that's just a preference though, guys. Okay. We're almost at the bottom of the list. Yeah, William, the Ombre Nomad clone is okay. I give it an 8 out of 10. All right, let me just see. Is there anything else I need to get to? Have you smelled Unravel 0714 by Yoji Yamamoto? No, I haven't, Lionel. I should, though. I'm new to the fragrance world and looking for something that I can wear as an everyday fragrance. I'm hoping to find something unique but not polarizing. I don't mind spending a little extra. If you want something, I mean, dude, if you're completely new to the fragrance world, you have to be recommended just the OG go-tos. Bleu de Chanel. Bleu de Chanel is an incredible entry-level fragrance. I would say Dior Sauvage Elixir, but I think that it's such a particular note that many people can be turned off by it. No one in life is ever turned off by Bleu de Chanel. They might not be wowed by it, but most of the consuming people that will be smelling you, Bleu de Chanel will be an absolute staple to your collection, and you will be proud to wear that ultra fresh masculine fragrance every single day because it'll turn heads. If you want a clone of it, Club de Nuit Iconic, $20, 100 ml. This smells 85 to 90%, just like Bleu de Chanel, but it projects and performs better. But if you want the real masculine OG thing and you want to pay money for real fragrance, whatever real means, Bleu de Chanel. I prefer Parfum, but EDT, EDP, Parfum is incredible. What's the new Humpty Dumpty flavor? Does Humpty Dumpty make cologne? And if they do, where can I buy? You're a weirdo, but you knew that. Thoughts about Versace Arrows? It's cool. I don't wear it, but it's cool. We got to wrap up here, guys. Siage performs. Yes, it does. Should I buy Prada Rosa Ocean? Yes. Prada Rosa Luna Ocean is an incredibly versatile fragrance. You will love wearing it date night, casual, semi-casual, work, bar night out. It's got everything you want in a fragrance: freshness, seduction, and versatility. Okay. All right, guys, listen, we're at the bottom of the list. Hey, thank you guys for those of you who have hung out. I love you guys to death. I do got to sign off. If you haven't heard, my kid's crying. My second child is crying in the background. I got to go help my wife out. And but I really love hanging out with you guys. We're going to try to go live at least twice a week just to interact with the community, give you guys tips and tricks, and give away fragrances. I love you guys. Stay tuned. We're dropping episodes every single day. Right now we're in transition, but until further notice, I'm dropping episodes every single day while we gear up to make our transition. And I love you guys. Have a great night.